The most interesting thing about game art is that it covers the whole 9 yards of making a game.
Games were always like an alien concept for me. I thought it was like this majestic thing that I could never conquer. Finding out about Ringling was like a life-changing opportunity.
Game art as a major and a career is a good option for people who want to participate in the art pipeline of creating a video game.
We have our major and our classes divided into 3 sections. The first is the 3D environment making aspect of it, where you build environments that are completely interactable and you make everything from scratch. We have the programming aspect, so that's where I learned blueprinting, and that's how I make the game more fun. And then we have the visual development side of it.
In the game art program, we learn so many different softwares, such as Photoshop, which is where we do our digital painting. We do Substance Designer, Substance Painter, that's texturing our assets. Maya and ZBrush are for sculpting and modeling the assets. And finally, we put everything inside of Unreal Engine, which is the modern day gaming engine, and that's where we assemble our assets and build our games.
When you're designing a world like this, you first start with a rough idea in your head. First you get inspired by anything really, usually architecture, nature.
When I have an idea that I want to make a temple, for example, how would that temple look like? What aspects of the temple would signify the story that you want to tell? So we develop all of our visuals for it so that we have an idea of what to build in a 3D environment.
The senior thesis for game art is basically a 5-minute long playable game. We're responsible for creating the assets, texturing the assets, importing them in the game, and doing game design for that game.
I basically learned how to get into the mindset of a player and how they would want to navigate through the space. And it's more about building an experience for them. When I walk down the halls in my department building, I see all of these whole video game posters, and I see all the alumni who have like signed these posters, who actually worked on these games. My professors have also worked in the industry. So it's really inspiring to know that someone who has worked on things that I found were really cool is actually talking to me now and teaching me their ways.
Being a game artist in the game industry, it's really amazing to take my passion for playing video games and use my art form to get a job from it.
Because I had the exposure or the opportunity to come to Ringling, I realized that something I truly genuinely love as a hobby can also be turned into a profession.
You will obtain visual art fundamentals, 3D skills, connections, and you get to make a game. Not many people can say that while getting paid.